in Orland left with his old breeze.
Hello and welcome to the Cigar Area. I'm Mike Simmons, and tonight I'm going to be smoking White Blinding Light from Paul Stulac. This is a beautiful 6x56 Toro. Gorgeous wrapper, very few visible veins, really tight seams. This has an Ecuadorian Habano dark wrapper, Sumatran binder, and Nicaraguan fillers. Beautiful cigar. It has a scent of kind of like musty hay. The cigar is rolled in Miami, and as well as most of the other Paul Stulac selections, by Guillermo Pina in Miami factory. It's a cold draw of a sweet bready flavor. I've been focusing on handmades from Tampa in some of my reviews lately, and this is not a cigar store brand. This is a national brand. Paul Stulac makes quite a nice selection of very good cigars, but kind of falls under the category of USA made because it is made, in fact, in Florida, Miami. So just keep that in mind. Fire this up. Wow. Talk about a blast of spice on the first puff. Wow. Nice earthy flavor, little leathery, and a wicked spice on the finish. I love it. Hope it keeps up. Especially since I blew that first puff right out my nose. Looks like we're in for a wild ride here. I'm going to work my way into the first third of the Paul Stulac White Blinding Light. Earthy, leathery, spicy. See where it goes from there. I'll be back. Okay, welcome back with the Paul Stulac White Blinding Light. Got a good inch or so of ash on there. Pretty straight burn. A little wavy there, but nothing to worry about. This cigar is a powerhouse. It started off with that nice strong leather flavor, and a black pepper spice on the finish. That spice has remained, but there's an addition of a sweet, almost like an anise flavor on the finish on top of that spice. So it's a spicy, sweet kind of flavor. And the main profile's changed a bit from leather to more of a deep cedar flavor. It's a potent cigar. It's got a lot of strength, produces a lot of good smoke. It's a lot of flavor. And the flavors are recognizable. It's not something you really have to sit there and think too much about. But you have to wait on that finish. You have to wait a couple minutes between puffs, and that sweet anise shows up. I have a feeling I'm going to experience some more surprises through this. This just seems to have one of those flavor profiles that's going to change and as the cigar goes on. And I'm kind of hoping it does. I like a lot of change, a lot of complexity, a lot of recognizable flavors. So far so good. So I'm going to continue smoking into the second third of the cigar, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, back with the White Blinding Light from Paul Stulac. Well into the second portion here. Got another good inch of ash on there. Looks like it's getting ready to crack. I'm going to knock it off before I drop it. Okay. As I hoped and expected, we did have some more flavor changes in here. The cedar, that deep cedar flavor, is still the base during the second portion here. But the black pepper on the finish tapered off, and it's been replaced with a creamy continuation of that cedar. So we have, we started off with leather and spice, went to cedar and spice with a little bit of sweet anise on the finish. Now we have the cedar and a creamy finish. And there's a hint, just a hint, as it was with the anise on the finish, a hint of a chocolate, cocoa chocolate type of a flavor that just appears on your tongue after a minute or two of letting the finish settle in. Even though the spice is mellowed, it's still a very powerful smoke. Beginning smoker, this might knock you right on your butt. It does have a lot of potency to it, but flavor wise it's fantastic, and it's burning like a champ. As I go on through this, that chocolate cocoa-y sweetness seems to intensify a little bit with each puff. I'm going to take the band off right now rather than wait. A little sticky on there. Uh-oh. Okay, we're having a little bit of a band issue here. Get this off without tearing the wrapper. Of course, I'm ill prepared with my tools here. I usually have knives laying around everywhere, but of course when I could use one right now, I don't have one. Trying not to destroy this too much. Wow. I overdosed on the glue here a bit. This is not a alright, try a different approach here. Awkward moment. Unfortunately, I'm having to take this off in pieces. But I want to save that wrapper. There we go. That awesome Paul Stulac artwork. Unfortunately, it was pretty heavily glued there. I usually don't have that problem, but yeah, every once in a while. As I go on through this, each puff, that chocolatey flavor is getting a little more powerful. Still creamy on the finish, cedary on the draw. So I'm going to work my way into the final third here and see if we get any more changes. Be back. Okay, welcome back to the cigar area with the white blinding light from Paul Stulac. I did a little research on the label. Down at the bottom of the artwork there, it says Regalo de Dios, which means gift of God. He ain't kidding. As far as I'm concerned, all Paul Stulac cigars are a gift of God. I've tried every one in the collection so far. Haven't reviewed them all yet, but I've been smoking Paul Stulac cigars for a while, and definitely a gift of God. This one, you can see I got a nice almost 1.5 inches of ash going on here, nearly perfect burn in the final third. Once again, flavor profile has changed. We went from leather and spice to cedar and spice with some anise. Then we went to cedar and cream as the spice tapered off and was replaced by a nice chocolate. We've gone back to leather, back to spice, but there's still an underlying sweet chocolate flavor in there. And the mellowness that occurred in the second portion has been replaced with the initial power that appeared in the first part. So it's went from strong to more mellow, back to being strong. I can probably credit that with how far into the cigar I am. I'm 90 minutes in. I still have a way to go. I'm going to continue smoking it. But at this point, I'm going to rate it a 10 out of 10. This is a delicious cigar. It's got a complex flavor profile with identifiable flavors. It's strong and burns well. It's very well constructed. Made in Miami, so it is a USA cigar. Just a great smoke. As I said earlier, probably not for a novice smoker. This is something that you want to try after you've got a few cigars under your belt. And you might want to try it after you've eaten, because it packs a bit of a wallop. I want to thank Paul Stulac for sending this to me to review. I'm very appreciative of that. Thank you, Paul. Very appreciative. You have no idea. And I have to say, do yourself a favor. Try some Paul Stulac cigars, because they are good. There's quite a variety to choose from. One place I know that you can get them is Famous Smoke Shop. That's where I usually get mine. If you check out their Monster Mash, there are links to all this on my website, thecigararea.com. And you can usually get these at a decent price if you catch them on the Monster Mash. They have 5-packs. They sell singles as well as boxes. So it's a good place to look. So, as I said, I'm going to continue smoking this. I'm glad I'm sitting down. Glad I had a nice steak for dinner, because otherwise I probably would need to sit down at this point, because this is quite potent. But until next time, I want to thank you for tuning in. I'm Mike Simmons. This is The Cigar Area. Please check out my website, thecigararea.com. Check out my other videos on YouTube. Subscribe if you like what you see. If you have any suggestions, ideas, please put some comments in there. I'm glad to get any feedback. So until next time, as always, happy smoking.
Darker fish cleave, creamy seas, and all I'm left with is a breeze. Doesn't even reach my knees. There's too much in this